The Holy Bible is like a unique history book. It begins with the beginning of the world and ends with the prophecies of the end of the world. The second coming of Christ is connected to 4 important signs that will befall the earth. What are these crucial signs that we need to know? The Bible speaks of the last days, however, it looks like we have been in the last days for over 2,000 years. The end times begin on Pentecost when the first prophecy of the end times was fulfilled. The Holy Bible is filled with 735 prophecies, which predict the future, and out of the 735 prophecies, 596 have already been fulfilled. Nearly 81% of all biblical prophecies have already come true, and some of those forecasts were made hundreds of years before the case. It looks like the remaining 19% will occur soon enough. Most of the prophecies are focused on Jesus' return and what follows after. How many of these prophecies are likely to come true before the return of Jesus Christ? Jesus instructed us to keep watch and pray. This doesn't mean that we have to look into the clouds as if he will come down any minute. His intention was to keep a watch on the things that are happening in the world and observe the signs. In Matthew 24, the disciples asked him, "What will be the signs or signals of your return? What would we do if we don't know when it's going to happen?" The disciples approached Jesus in stealth while he was seated on the Mount of Olives. Jesus replied to them spontaneously. He talked about the false Messiah who will come in his name to deceive everyone. Everyone will hear of wars and rumors of wars. However, he wants us to not be alarmed. Such things happen, but the end is still to come. Nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All of these are the beginning of birth pangs. Soon we will be handed over to be persecuted and put to death, and we will be hated by all nations because of him. Wickedness will increase and people will turn away from faith and will betray and hate each other. However, even in such situations, the one who stands firm will be saved in the end, and the gospel of the kingdom will be preached in the whole world as a testimony to all the nations, and the end will come. There are many signals that Jesus provides us, which includes global disasters, wars and famines, as well as earthquakes. Although these things are happening right now, they have been happening for thousands of years. They are becoming more ferocious. The first sign is already happening. We are living in the first sign. Already there are wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes and famines. The end times are also related to an increased number of deceptions. These deceptions will happen both inside and beyond the church. Jesus warns us from the false prophets. He says from false Christs, false messiahs are people who will take advantage of the turmoil of natural disasters to present themselves as saviors. There are many incidents which prove the point. Individuals posing as saviors and leading people into dangerous paths which will lead them to catastrophe. They will make false promises and make us believe in them. The greater the number of problems, the greater the number of false deliverers. But this shouldn't scare us because Jesus had told us to not be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid even if we hear of conflict, disasters, or famines springing out. Because these are painful experiences, but they are not the pains of death. They are the pains of birth. When we look around us, we can see where the world is ending. The amount of sin that has engulfed people in different ways. This shouldn't shock us or concern us, as disasters in the globe are the agony of giving birth to a new world. Jesus' admonition to us is not to panic, not to be disturbed, but rather to celebrate and declare that these are all signals of something new unfolding. However, no one knows when the day of his arrival will come. In Matthew 24:36, Jesus says, "But concerning that day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father only." Only the Almighty Father knows the timing of his Son's second arrival. So if you are faced by sadness and turmoil, you needn't worry, for Jesus will be there to protect us in every way possible. Are you ready for the second coming of Jesus Christ? What will his arrival